So I should mention before this next one, I mentioned before there is an APB out that 3 teenage girls were kidnapped by a woman. The woman is Cassie. Well, later on, the teenage girls, they make it out of the woods to eat at a diner. There is a guy in the diner that has a newspaper about the 3 missing girls and them being abducted. My issue is this is all the same day that the abduction happened. Cassie and the girls being at the train station was maybe, like, this is where she quote unquote abducts them, was maybe right before lunchtime. The girls being in the diner is about 7 p.m. This isn't how the newspaper cycle works at all.
Yeah.
That paper wouldn't be out till at the earliest the following morning, because journalists, they
Yeah.
have to hear about the event, then they have to type up the story, they have to have the editor okay it, then it has to go through printing and packaging, then it has to go through distribution all over the local area, and most places usually receive the papers between 5 and 6 a.m. And somehow all of this happens
In 8
in a
hours.
7-hour span, which that's not how it works. So I mention all this in that it would be impossible for this guy to have this abducted teenage girls newspaper at this diner. That was a big gripe with me. I know it's very minor, but it's like, this isn't how this works.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, they were thinking with 2020's brain, where information travels instantly.
here's how you could still do that same thing, because the reason he has that is so he sees the girls in the diner and he calls the cops. That's the reason they do that. You know how you do that to where it makes sense? How you do that to where it makes sense is the radio is playing. It's the local news station or whatever, and they're talking about this on the radio. That makes sense. They would do that. That would be playing 7 or 8 hours after the event.
Yeah, you just hear over the radio, 3 teenage girls who look like attractive 20-somethings have been abducted by Dakota Johnson.